So I can't exactly say that my day has been super productive. It's 4:40 in the afternoon already. Had a late start to the day, and I've been sitting here. Actually, let me just show you. Playing Hearthstone for most of the day when I woke up, and I've been in TeamSpeak with some friends, and getting some work done slash checking my social media and all that stuff. I have gotten a couple stuff uploaded today, so I'll give myself credit for that. But majority of my attention has been drawn on this screen. And I just remembered that I had two friends who are coming over today because we're supposed to be watching a movie. It's called Chronicle. It's an old movie made in 2012, but I think one of our really underrated films, and we wanted to show it to one of our friends, so we're going to be watching that. But as you can tell, my office is just a disaster right now, so I got to get that cleaned up. Picked up some pizza and food, and we're out right now. Who did? She did?
Midnight Blue, it's fucking 7 p.m.
Aren't you?
We're here at a used outlet shop that's open 24 hours because I want to look for a keyboard. So back home now, and as you can see, I ended up picking out a Roland ED PC70. This is a MIDI keyboard. So originally I was looking for a keyboard. They had a couple of Casios there that are really, really old. And I just wanted to get something, these are obviously used things, like a thrift shop essentially. But they have a ton of awesome stuff there, and I am not experienced at all, so I just wanted to get something cheap. I got this one. Actually, it was originally $60, but it was on sale for like a couple of days for $35 if you convert it to US dollar. But in all my infinite wisdom, and I was rushing, this is a MIDI keyboard. So MIDI keyboards, they're not like normal keyboards where they output the sound obviously from the keyboard itself. It needs a MIDI interface to change the signal into sound, obviously. I had forgotten that. I thought I had an amplifier here in the office in my closet, but it turns out I didn't, or I don't know where it is anymore. It might be in storage. So I need to buy a new amplifier, just a cheap one or a decent one, so I can hook up the MIDI cable that goes from here. It would go to an interface like an amplifier, and then into my Mac or speakers or what have you. Now, a part of me is really tempted to want to go drive back to the store since it is open 24/7. However, it's 1 in the morning right now. My friends have already gone back home. We got back home a little bit after midnight, and the place is maybe like 20 minutes away almost, give or take. Actually, maybe just 20 minutes. So part of me really wants to drive down there and get the amplifier and buy it and come back and set it all up. And another part of me is telling me to just stay here, work, and then sort that whole issue out tomorrow. That being said, where does the inspiration come for me to go and run out and buy a keyboard at midnight, or right around midnight? Actually, it's something that, even though it sounds so random, it's something that was been in the process and planning for quite a while. I've always enjoyed music and consuming it. I would say 80% of the time when I'm doing work, I'm listening to something of some sort, and typically it's music. Now, that being said, I've always, it's the same thing with everything else, the content versus the creation or consumption side. I've always, wanted to lean more on the creation side of things and create things. And I've never really took the initiative to learn to play an instrument, whether it's a keyboard, a guitar, whatever. And I love learning new things. I love the feeling of being a beginner again. I love the, to be an amateur, to be a novice, to be new to something and learn it for the first time. And when I go into something, I like to go wholeheartedly. I like to go passionately. I like to go 110% into things and really dive in and learn them. And that's why this hobby for me, like learning to play an instrument, again, whether it's my guitars or the keyboard or what have you, it's really fun for me. And it's a step away from work. It's this mental switch for me. And at the same time, it's still something that's intertwined in everything I enjoy, technology, electronics, all of those things. I'm getting into audio. I'm getting into what is good audio quality and headphones and all the equipment, things of that nature, is something I definitely want to invest in going down the road for my office, studio, things of that nature. And to go to that shop today, it was I didn't want to go out there and buy some crazy new keyboard or what have you, spend a couple $100 because I'm just learning. Like this is just like literally baby steps for me, and that's why I didn't mind getting a used one and testing it out and trying it out. And mistakes will be made, like today, how I forgot the amplifier and things of that nature. But you know what? Like I'm learning, and that's what I really love about this whole process. Now, that being said, what about all of you out there on the internets? What musical talent, if any, do you possess? Do you play any instruments? Maybe you're vocally talented, anything like that? Leave it down in the comments below. So, as you can tell, the whole idea has prevailed of me going back to the store to go buy this MIDI interface. I was literally in my shower, about to make a cup of coffee and get started with some work, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I hopped in the car after the shower, said I'm going down to the store. It's 2:30 in the morning, I'm like 8 minutes away from the store, driving by myself there. Is this ridiculous? Probably, but here, look, here's a little bit of introspective analysis of myself. When it comes to bigger picture plans and playing the long game, I'm very patient when it comes to those bigger picture ideas. Like, I'm willing to put in a lot of time early on to succeed later on and elsewhere in life or whatever, what have you. I'm all about the marathon versus sprint when it comes to business. However, when it comes to these tiny, insignificant things like this, or these very materialistic things at that, I am very impatient. And like the way I see it is, if I can do something, like if I'm physically able and willing to get up and do something to put me closer to the goal I want to accomplish or thing I want to get, I'm going to go out there and do it, because otherwise it's going to bother me and bug the shit out of me until I get up and do it. In this case, it's as simple as buying a MIDI interface for this keyboard that I just bought. Is it a waste of gas? Probably, but the way I see it is, like, I was going to have to go and do this anyway, so why not just do it now since I'm wide awake and able to? Should I have done this earlier? Should I have thought this through earlier? Probably, but you know what? Here I am, and driving alone. If that doesn't say passion, I don't know what does. Round 2. Alright, en route back home, I picked up a Focusrite MIDI interface from the thrift shop. It was 99 cents. Alright, no, it wasn't 99 cents, but if you got that, then props to you. It was $20. $20. And Focusrite is actually a really good, or a decent audio company as far as I'm concerned. I've actually seen their products in the past and heard good things about it, so hoping everything should work out fine. It's a Firewire interface, so it should interact with the Mac just fine. Then again, I thought that the first time I left the store, that I had everything. And then I got a $3 set of guitar strings, because I need some new guitar strings, so kill two birds with one stone. And now to get back home and put it all together. Arrived home. So in my rush, I realized that as soon as I got home, this guy right here, the Focusrite MIDI interface, they did not give me the power adapter in the bag, because you have to ask for it essentially, or they're supposed to give it to you. It doesn't come with the original box and all of that, but they forgot to give it. I forgot to ask. There's no way I'm making a third trip. However, I think these power supply things they're usually universal or standard as long as you match the right voltage and all that. So I'm gonna grab one of my adapters, see if it fits, see if it works, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so found a cable that matches voltage, amperage, all that good stuff, and it looks like we're in business. Alright, so it's obviously the next day. It is Thursday afternoon, 5 in the afternoon right now. I had to put all of this on hold. So last night, I left off showing how I was able to power up the MIDI interface and all of that. However, I needed some extra cables and adapters and stuff like that, and it was a pain. I had to go through my closet searching through, old Firewire cables and stuff of that nature, because it's an old MIDI interface. I couldn't find the one adapter I needed, so I have to get that later today. Basically, the moral of the story is I hate cables. And that being said, I spent way too much time, and I was like, you know what, I have to get work done. I have all these things I need to get together, so I put all of this on hold briefly. I apologize. Very, very anticlimactic, and I didn't really get to outro the vlog, so I just wanted to do that now. Anyways, I will try to get all this sorted later today. I got a lot of stuff to do today. Hope you enjoyed today's vlog. as crazy as it was, and as anticlimactic as it was. But I promise I will get this working. Not that it matters to you all, but thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in today's vlog, next vlog for you guys.